For the two main political parties in the country, the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) and the opposition's People's Democratic Party (PDP), the road to 2023 appears inauspicious. Both parties are not only bogged down by leadership crises, but they are also plagued by seemingly intractable survivor battles. Strangely, since the APC was coupled together on February 6, 2013, by the different tendencies that came together, it has never been able to form a board of trustees. The ruling party is today facing stringent legal complications which have thrown its leadership into confusion since last weekend after a Supreme Court judgment in Ondo State governorship election sounded the alarm. PDP too is not only contending with a crisis of confidence but is also desperately afflicted by a spree of defections by governors and lawmakers elected on its platform, which has been compounded by yesterday's resignation of top-ranking party officials. The reality of the delicate state of things in APC did not dawn on majority of members until the Supreme Court judgment in Ondo State governorship election petition. The judgment suggested that the party would have lost the state to PDP had the opposition party's governorship candidate Eyitayo Jegede joined APC's National Caretaker Committee chairman and governor of Yobe State Maimala Birni in the suit. The technicality of the case had split the seven-man Supreme Court panel to a 4-3 majority decision, with a minority judgment led by Justice Mary Odili arguing that the apex court should have sacked Governor Rotimi Akeredolu since Birni acted on behalf of the party. But the majority judgment delivered by Justice Emmanuel Agim contended that since all the issues revolved around Birni, he should have been joined for the argument to be valid. The crux of the debate followed the position held by some members of the party that as the governor of Yobe State, an executive position, Birni could not at the same time act as the APC chairman, another executive officer. They allege that Birni contravened both Section 183 of the 1999 Constitution and Article 17 of 4 of the APC Constitution. But Birni and a few others like-minded party faithful disagreed, and despite a plea by a majority of the party members to suspend last weekend's congresses for fear of the unknown, the caretaker committee went ahead with the exercise. This Day had reported earlier this week that the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, acting on the instruction of President Muhammadu Buhari, had made desperate moves after a meeting of all lawyers in the cabinet to call off the congresses. This was for the fear that the hint of the Supreme Court judgment in Ondo State could come back to haunt the party. But from all indications, reason is believed to have started prevailing as governors elected on the platform of APC and other stakeholders are now considering the way forward. Their options are believed to include the possibility of cancelling the congresses to save the party from a myriad of potential future legal challenges. To this end, a chieftain of the APC, Okosisi Uwangu, has dragged the Birni-led caretaker committee before a high court in Abuja seeking a nullification of the congresses. The plaintiff is also asking the court to declare the congresses held under Birni as illegal, flowing from the Supreme Court judgment that questioned the validity of the Birni-led caretaker committee. The suit marked FCT/HC/CV/1824/2021 and dated August 2nd, 2021, listed the APC and all its members of the caretaker committee as defendants. They are Birni, Isiaka Oyebola, Ken Nnamani, Stella Okorete, Governor Sani Bello, Dr. James Lalu, Senator Abubakar Yusuf, Honorable Akiyemi Olaide, David Leon, Abba Ali, Professor Tahi Mamam, Ismail Ahmed, and Senator James Akpan Nudehehe. In the originating summons filed by his counsel, Chief Oba Madubuchi San Ugu is further asking the court to dissolve the committee as there was no organ of the party or any such organization in the party's constitution as Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, CECPC. He equally sought a declaration that pursuant to Section 87 4B of 1 of the Electoral Act as amended, Only the National Executive Committee of a political party could validly appoint a date for holding of primaries for the nomination of the governorship or other candidates of the political party. Ugu, who hinted that he had wanted to contest the position of the national chairman of the party in 2018, urged the court to grant an order setting aside all actions and decisions taken by members of the CECPC of the party. APC is apparently yet to agree on a strategy to approach the quagmire it has found itself in. But what the majority of members feel the party can minimize its losses by first cancelling the congresses and then fathoming a way out of the legal ditch it has found itself. In PDP, the last few months have been palpably discomforting, with the party losing about 3 governors and several state and federal lawmakers to different reasons, including not being able to tag along anymore with PDP leadership. Leading the defection train was the governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, followed by Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade, and most recently Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawalle, whose defection has also raised some constitutional concerns following the manner of his emergence as governor. Matawalle had emerged governor after the 2019 general election, sequel to a Supreme Court judgment that disqualified all APC candidates across board over allegedly flawed primary elections. Although PDP is not in court challenging Matawalle's defection and asking the Supreme Court to sack him, a fresh crisis has erupted in the party, with the national youth leader Sunday Ode Okoye berating the national chairman of the party, Uche Secondus. This was soon taken a notch up as 7 officials of the party tendered their letters of resignation yesterday over allegations of marginalization by the party leadership. But Secondus has described what the youth leader said as the price of leadership, wondering why he did not realize that the deputies that resigned were not given any official duties in the last 3 years or since the inception of the party. Other members of the National Working Committee, it was gathered, equally berated the national youth leader, alleging that he's being economical with the truth. One of the National Working Committee members who spoke to this day on condition of anonymity stated, "Ask the deputies that resigned. They knew before they contested elections to become officials of the party, knew that they were not entitled to attend the NWC meeting, less invited. If they were not sponsored, why are they just waking up from their slumber? This is a constitutional issue. There is nothing we could do unless the constitution of the party is amended. This has been the case right from the formation of the party. They are being used." The National Working Committee members said a National Executive Committee NEC meeting would soon be summoned to address the issues. Secondus, in his response, claimed that the issue was not personal, but the price of leadership. He alleged that the 7 deputies that resigned were sponsored, as they were all aware of their status before being elected. The NWC of our great party, at its meeting today, received a notice of the resignation from deputies who are elected members of the National Executive Committee, Secondus confirmed. Responding to the emergency, National Publicity Secretary of PDP, Kola Olugbondiyan, said the meeting of the National Working Committee and the deputies immediately took place to dialogue on the issues that were raised. The party will look into the grievances raised by the members of the NEC as well as members of the National Working Committee. The internal conflict resolution mechanism of our party has also been immediately activated to put the issues behind us. We call on all the leaders, stakeholders, and members of our great party to remain calm as we collectively resolve these issues. But in an interview with newsmen, the youth leader blamed Secondus for the problem of the party. The youth leader said, "Mr. Uche Secondus, the national chairman of the party, is incompetent of managing the affairs of this party. He lacks managerial capacity to manage PDP. He had made sure that many departments of the party did not function as effectively as it ought to function. Mr. Chairman has nothing to offer to the party, only to come here and deceive us. There is a sharp division in our NWC right now. Not only me, many more NWC members are more aggrieved than myself." Meanwhile, the PDP governors, in a statement by their chairman, Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambawa, said, "We plead with all aggrieved persons and those with the interests of PDP at heart to keep their gunpowder dry as efforts are being made in consultations with members of the PDP Board of Trustees and other stakeholders to resolve all contending issues. To this end, the PDP Governors Forum has scheduled an emergency meeting to discuss the affairs of the party and the way forward. The PDP, as the only remaining hope of the nation for good governance, must show an example to Nigerians and also take advantage of the current disarray in the APC and its rudderless government.